meaning of life is to be happy.
Make a positive influence in the world, and that's what I try to do every day.
The meaning of life is keeping to yourself.
To me, though, the meaning of life is basically to die, because you live and then you die. So to fulfill your dreams, and then when you die, you should be happy with what you did in life.
The meaning of life is happiness, you know? Enjoy everything while you can, while you're here, experience everything you need to do.
Live it to the fullest.
To just be as happy as you can on this earth and live the best life you can live through Jesus.
You're here on this earth for a purpose. You know, you got to live a good life. That's the meaning of life.
Hey Dylan, what you reading?
What's up, Kristen? I'm reading The Rhythm of Life, Living Every Day with Passion and Purpose by Matthew Kelly, the new edition.
Oh.
Listen to this. Don't allow the day-to-day drudgery of life distract you from your essential purpose, becoming the best version of yourself. Take time to dream. Imagine what you are capable of and live that life.
That's really cool. Like, I believe it's really important to dream. Like, I believe that God puts all those dreams and desires in us, you know, help us find the meaning of life.
Sounds like a good topic for a show.
Word. Let's do this. Finding the meaning of life. That's what we'll be talking about today. Hi everyone, I'm Kristen.
And I'm Dylan.
And this is Real Faith TV.
Throughout our lives, we often come back to questions like, why am I here? What is my purpose? And what is the meaning of it all?
The teens on the street talked about the meaning of life, being about finding happiness, fulfilling your dreams, and living a good life.
We'll hear more from them a little later in the show, as well as meet our studio guests.
But first, let's meet our spotlight guests, Mike and Jeff. Mike and Jeff both live at the St. Francis House in Brooklyn, a Christ-centered and structured home designed to help young men who need a second chance in life.
Mike and Jeff, like many of the members of the St. Francis House, helped to run an independent film company called Grassroots Films.
One of their most recent projects is a documentary called The Human Experience.
A film about two brothers searching the world for the meaning of life. They experience homelessness in the streets of New York City.
They meet orphaned children in Lima, Peru, and also travel to Ghana, Africa, where they spend time with abandoned lepers living there.
Next, Mike and Jeff tell us how these experiences helped them understand the meaning of life and also brought them closer to God.
I'd have to say meaning of life is really discovered through the journey. Life is a great, it's just one big journey, you know. It's just like you go through many things in life, and how your point of view is it's really up to you, how you want to perceive life. Who am I? I'm a person that is here into this world to fulfill a purpose that has been given to me, and I will find it through the experiences I go through in my life. The journey that I will have to embrace. The more you go through in life, the more of an understanding you can have. Struggling and suffering is a great way to receive wisdom and knowledge.
Yeah, I believe that.
About yourself and about other people. So it's more in giving. You know, it's more in giving. And I think that you can honestly see the people who really give more are extremely happy. I'd have to honestly say that. The ones who really give make the most impact in the world.
How about when we were in Africa and they had like the collection during Mass? You know, people were doing the cha-cha, dancing, going up, doing the Congo line to drop in, you know, two coins or some bread.
Or if they had nothing, they still made the
potato.
gesture of...
Yeah, even if they didn't have anything to give, they still went up and made the gesture to give. These people have nothing.
They literally don't.
They're giving everything, you know? And they were happy. It helped me to look at myself and say, like, you know, when things don't go so well here, you know, when I can't get the right song on my iPod, you know, does that make me, like, is that going to ruin my day now? You know, because I couldn't find, you know, the right song by the right artist. You know, I mean, it really put things into perspective. And that's what strengthened my faith. That's what was refreshing to me, was really hearing about the commandments and the Beatitudes and then really experiencing people who lived them. That was by far the most refreshing thing that strengthened my own relationship with God.
Holocaust survivor and author of the book Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, has put a great deal of research and study into the meaning of life.
He believed that man's search for meaning is the basic motivational factor in being human.
I totally agree with this. I think man needs to find the reason why we're here. and that takes a lot of searching.
Let's meet our studio guests and see where they are in their search. They are Andrew, John, Lauren, Casey, Carly, and Vince. What do you believe to be the meaning of life?
I think we should live our life to the fullest, and mostly we should be happy with where we are and what's going to become of our lives. Like, happiness is the most important part.
I think the meaning of life is to guide others, to help others, you know, like both like spiritually and emotionally. And I think that like once we all learn to like love each other, I think then we can truly find the meaning of life.
Meaning of life, that's just such a big topic. I don't even know where to start. But I feel like it's something that we've been searching for as the human race, trying to figure out what our meaning is in life. And I'm still trying to figure out what is my meaning in life? What is my purpose? Why am I here?
I mean, I think the meaning of life is looking forward to the future and just simply knowing that you are something in this world and you can change the world in so many ways and help so many people, and that you need to help as many people and just accomplish all your goals.
I never really thought about that. Like, that question doesn't run through my mind a lot, what is the meaning of life? But I think the meaning is just spreading Jesus' love and kindness and sharing it with everyone and realizing that we do have a meaning and that we affect so many different people's lives in so many different ways.
I feel that it's a search for finding the golden mean between the carpe diem, living every day as if it's your last, and also living selflessly. I think that somewhere in between there, I believe that you can find your true purpose in life.
In many ways, our experiences make us who we are. They are a result of our most intimate choices.
If we take the time to reflect and pray on these experiences, it can help us to discover our reason for being.
The Catechism states, "To this purpose, man strives to interpret the data of experience and the signs of the times."
Assisted by the virtue of prudence, by the advice of competent people, and by the help of the Holy Spirit and His gifts.
Next, Mike and Jeff tell us how in the filming of the documentary, The Human Experience, they were able to explore the meaning of life by living through other people's experiences.
Let's check it out.
I think that everybody in their life at one point or another in time searches for true meaning in their lives. That's something that we really wanted to explore in the human experience. We wanted to ask the questions, who am I? Why am I here? What is the meaning of life? We thought the best way to address that would be to live through other people's experiences. We wanted to give dignity to the homeless people, and we wanted to experience that as well. It sounds cool, right? It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give up everything I got, I'm gonna go live out in the streets, and you get out there and like day 2 and you're hungry. And you're totally dependent on like a stranger's generosity, whether you eat or not. It really begins to change your perspective on people, on life, and the true meaning of it all. And I think one thing that we definitely learned in these other countries was that the other person came first. People were willing to sacrifice their own comfortability for their neighbor, their friend. Tell them about the guy on the streets. He wanted $20 to sign the release form, and then the next day we found him and he gave 10 of that. He broke it, turned it into change, and he gave 5 to one friend, 5 to another friend, and 5 to another friend, and he split it up amongst his buddies. There's a gentleman who's dying of AIDS. We addressed the AIDS issue in Africa, and he says, the first thing I do in the morning is I give thanks to God. If he wakes me up today, God has something for me to do.
Right.
That was faith, That was huge to me. It was like, holy cow, like, this guy's dying of AIDS. I mean, he slept outside on a porch of an abandoned house, and
no family, nothing. It's
nothing. And he's talking about how if God wakes him up, God has something for him to do today.
Yeah, God has a plan for us every day. It's like in the Bible, Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future full of hope."
That's actually one of my favorite Bible verses. I have it on the cover of my Bible because I like to remember that because it helps you when you're going through tough times Just the only thought you need is, God has a plan for me, there's a reason I'm doing this. That's really all you need to get you through, you know?
Going off of that, I know for me, especially when I was younger, I used to look at like everybody who's made like huge impact in the world, like Mother Teresa or Pope John Paul II, and think, I'm never gonna be like that. I don't have a purpose that big. But then I hear that, I'm like, you know what? I have a purpose, and God knows what that purpose is. I just don't know it yet.
I think like you're saying, when you're influenced by others, when you see others that are like succeeding with finding that meaning of life, I think you yourself are kind of more determined, and you can recognize that God has a place for you.
I think we all have a meaning in life, and when we die, we completed it.
I agree with everyone that God sent us all here for a reason, and I think that as we live each day and grow up and go through life lessons, I think that reason starts to unfold and we truly realize what our meaning is.
I feel that in life there's not missions, but little things that happen, like the 6 degrees of separation type of thing. The things that you do influence other people, and it might be in the most insignificant of ways, but the way it influences that person will make them influence somebody else. And it's also like the 5 people you meet in heaven type of thing, where you don't actually understand until maybe 20 years down the road that you, by holding someone's hand as they cross the street, or helping somebody with something when they really needed it, these things affect the world. And that's probably those little things, I think, are the things that really make your life important.
From what Carly said about life lessons and growing up, I read To Kill a Mockingbird, and in that book, the children Scout and Gem, every day they learn, and they learn new things about life, and they soon discovered things that they didn't know about themselves, and then they realized that they had a purpose.
Meaning in life does not come from what you have or from pleasure.
It comes from being of some use to the world, being a leader in service without expecting thanks.
Giving your love away with an open heart, helping others.
So, does everybody's life have meaning?
That's what we ask the teens on the street.
Let's check it out.
Everybody's life has a meaning.
I think everyone wonders whether, what their purpose is and whether life has a meaning, but I'd like to think that everybody has a definite purpose, and one day, I'll realize what my purpose is.
Every day I get up, what am I gonna do? What are my goals? What am I living for? And I guess that just helps me, going forward.
Really look down deep inside and figure out what your purpose in life is. I don't doubt my life. I know that I'm here for a reason. I have to influence somebody or do something for somebody.
I feel like it'll find me. I'm still searching. It gives my life meaning is my friends and family.
My friends, everything I do.
Family. Let's say, good friends.
My family, my boyfriend, my friends.
And I live for my family.
My family and my friends, they kind of shape who I am, what I do in my life.
Friends, family.
There has been times when I was really upset and I just thought oh, God hates me, everyone hates me, there's no meaning for me to be here. But when you really think about it, there is meaning. God does have a purpose for you.
I think we're all put on this earth for a reason. God wouldn't put us here for no reason.
I look at myself, I look at what I believe in, I look at my, values, look at what my parents taught me, what I can do to prove myself and, improve the situations around me.
I think that's something that you do when you mature. You really mature in life by doing that, by figuring out what your purpose is. And that's something you look to God and look around for life and figure it out.
Yeah, what gives my life meaning is knowing that, I'm a disciple of Christ. We're on a mission. It's just so exciting. You never know, what God is going to give you. And it's like an adventure almost. And you just got to take that every day and just make the most out of it.
Actually, while I was watching that, a song came in mind. I remember we were in 4th grade, had to sing it to the 8th year graduates, and it was, you're a promise, you're a possibility, you are a promise with a capital P. You are a great big bundle of potentiality. And when I was thinking about that just now, I realized that that's actually, encouragement to people that you do have a purpose. There is a meaning for everything that you're here to do. You might not know it now, but that's why you have steps in your life. So that as every step goes on, you have an extra chance to learn more about yourself and learn what your meaning in life is.
What you were saying, automatically what came to my mind was the game of life. So different things happen to you, you get further and further, but there's people behind you on the way, and people help you. And, for myself, knowing that I have friends and other people who care about me, they help me learn and to grow, and they help me through my mistakes and when I succeed and everything else.
I know one big thing for me that gives my life purpose is knowing that I'm a child of God. God made me unique and individual, and that we're all connected. We're all special and we're all unique, but we help each other and we build each other up and to continue down that road.
The teens on the street said that they really stressed friends and family as part of the meaning of life. And I think that's so true. And it's important to remember that you have these people when you fall into like ruts, because everyone has times in their life when they say, there's no reason for me to be here, I'm worthless, what's the point of me even living?
Religious people, according to Viktor Frankl, strive for what he calls ultimate meaning in their lives.
He believes that religious individuals are not satisfied with just finding meaningful tasks to complete,
but they take it a step further and include an awareness to a task giver or God.
Christ is our task giver, the one who leads us.
Our guidelines are his teachings.
And it is through prayer that we can grow closer to Christ and understand our purpose.
Next, Mike and Jeff tell us that you don't have to travel the world to find the meaning of life.
They encourage us to keep searching to find out what we are called to be.
Let's check it out.
You don't have to travel, to the ends of the world to search for the meaning of life. You don't have to go to third world countries to seek out what you're trying to find in life.
It may give you a better understanding of what other people are going through.
It may give you, a greater understanding of what people are going through. There will always be this eternal emptiness if you constantly always seeking, what can I have and get and receive, and it's just to take and just constantly take. There's more to life and there's more fullness if you're just constantly giving. I've learned this through my experience, especially during the film, that I see these people who dedicate their lives to helping people, whether children, people with illness, people who just will never get better in life.
People who believe in God understand who they are, or at least know that there's a reason that they're here.
Knowing that there is a supernatural being that is higher than us. I mean, the world's too organized to be the way it is. And someone had to be in charge. And so I think everyone searches for a meaning in life. We all have a purpose. I think we go about it in many different ways.
I think people who have a strong desire within their hearts need to realize that it wasn't put there by them, and that whatever that desire is, that they need to nurture it and to make it grow, to be what they are called to be and what they were made to be. Keep searching and look towards God to pray about it.
Themes throughout the Bible include service, love, compassion, hospitality, and most of all, trust in the Lord.
God is always with us, no matter what, and the meaning of life is tied to how well we believe in the spiritual companionship.
Next, let's go back to the teens on the street and find out how they think faith can help you find your meaning in life.
God influenced my life definitely in a positive way, in a strong way.
It makes me a stronger person. I believe my faith has gotten me through a lot of hard times. And even though I don't go to church every Sunday and I'm not extremely religious, I know I'd be nowhere without my faith in God.
I know he's there with me.
My feelings about God influence my life and its purpose, because my feelings about God can help me make the right choices and help me live my life the way it should be lived.
I think God has a plan for everyone, so I think he has a plan, and even if things go wrong, it's okay, and that's your plan.
Great. So if you're looking for faith and things like that and your purpose, where would you go to look for something like that?
I guess church, and just in your own belief in your parents and your family.
I wouldn't know where to start. I guess church.
In the clip, Mike and Jeff made a great point about how the world we live in today is like take. Everybody just being selfish, just taking for themselves. But, when we experience it, we find that giving, you really get more out of it. Not only does it make you a happier person and let you live a better life, but then you're also doing the work that God put us here for. And when we do that, we're really living his mission. And that's, I think, the meaning of life.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, every time I go to do service or help people, just the feeling that you get while you're helping them, and, when you go home, it's just, this incredible feeling of happiness you can only get from doing something like that and just giving of yourself for others. Like, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Going off of that, going along with service, I want to be a teacher when I grow up. And I look at some teachers and I'm like, there's no reason you're in this industry if you want money, because teachers don't make that much money. So there has to be something more. But I feel like the service of knowing that you're making a difference in the lives of so many kids who are growing up and they want to do different things, and inspiring them to search after their dreams and to pursue what their purpose in life is, I feel like you can't beat that. And just service to anybody is just so important and will give you purpose and will motivate you and drive you to keep doing whatever it is God's calling you to.
Yeah, off of what Kristen and John just said, I didn't do much service until confirmation when I was like forced to do community service. And I don't think I've ever felt so good about doing stuff after that. Every single time I came home, just like Kristen said, you just feel so happy. It really just made me so happy with myself, and it made me happy that I made a difference.
God does play a major role in my life. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And I just try to do like little things to make people happy. Like if I see someone walking down the street, I'll smile at them. Me and my sisters, like, we go to nursing homes and we dance for them, and they get so happy, and that makes me feel better about myself.
I know that our ultimate goal as humans is to one day be in union with God in heaven, and that plays a part in knowing that God is in my life, and he continues to help me in my daily goals.
I read the book, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and that book completely gave me a new outlook on life in general. And I remember one time I ran a retreat with some of my friends for the incoming freshmen at my school a couple years ago. And after sharing the stories and hearing the stories of my friends and listening to the reactions of the youth that were there, I was blown away. I was just invigorated with new life and new meaning. And it made me realize that God has a purpose and that God is a part of my life and is an integral part of my life, is the main part of my life, and that my objective is to be in union with him.
Yeah, like you were just saying, there's certain events in your life that really, tell you the meaning in your life. And I remember, sitting on the mountain in Medjugorje, which is a holy place of pilgrimage, and I was just talking to God and spending some quiet time, and I realized, everything that I believe in, and God, it's so real, and it just kind of hit me. I know Jeff was saying, you don't have to go across the world to find God, and I thought about that afterwards, but it was just, a really intense thing for me to just realize and wake up, God is real, and I have to go home and now, and spread all of this that I've realized to everybody, and just keep spreading my faith.
That's good for you and for Vince, who have had moments in your life that defines you and your meaning of life. Personally, I haven't had that yet, but I've had such a change in my character over the last few years that I think every day I find a little bit more of the meaning of life. And I think as teenagers now, it's so hard because it's just so easy to get caught up with things from day to day and, our schoolwork and our friends and what's going on with our lives. And we really need to look outside of ourselves and really come to do the work that God put us here to do. But also, when we're doing that and everything that we do in our lives, try to find the joy in every moment, because it's there, even in bad times, because we can thank God and say, God, thanks for allowing us to go through these things that just make us appreciate every day what we have, and times when our lives are better than this, and we really know that you're in our lives and you're here with us, and we need to go out and just glorify you by finding our purpose. And we may not know that now as teenagers, what that's going to be, because we still have a lot of time to grow. But in the meantime, I think we should just be the absolute best people we can be, and, that can't hurt in any way.
Absolutely.
God supports us on our journey to find the meaning and purpose in our lives.
We can find this support in prayer and communication with God.
Remember to look into yourself and find the unique person God has created.
And you'll find the meaning of life and meaning in your own life.
So keep the faith and search for the meaning in the world.
And reflect on this from the book of Hebrews.
Ultimately, faith is the realization of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Have you discovered the meaning of your life?
We'd like to know. Contact us through our website.
The address is www.realfaithtv.com.
Or you can call us at 609-406-7402.
And we'll leave you today with this final thought.
The meaning of life is how you answer one question: how can I love more?
It comes from taking Jesus' command to love seriously.
In the Gospel of John, Jesus says, I give you a new commandment.
Love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on Real Faith TV.
God bless.